Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to the Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Let us continue. Now, last episode I said I thought we might actually beat the game, um, but then we proceeded to wander around and not accomplish anything. So we're kind of right back where we started. Um, we are quiet in this area. That is one thing that can be said, is that there's no music playing in this area, which might just be because there's no puzzle supposed to be in this area, or it might be for some other reason. This is supposed to be oil storage. So Ethan is trying to burn the Van de Graaff room, the door he opened, and not really succeeding at it. For some reason, he either couldn't get any gasoline or diesel or something from this place, and instead went all the way past the Van de Graaff house, it seems like. And then he got caught by Travis, and then his grandfather saved him, and then it started to chase him. So the only person left whose dead body I might even find is going to be the grandfather and maybe Ethan's. The last place that the game pointed us to, last place that I know is right, was in this hydroelectric dam. And I turned the valve and closed it, and it didn't seem to do anything. Says it's closed. Now it's open. But when I turned both of those, neither... I hear squeaking. So when you open it, you get the water here. That's it. And when you close it, you don't have the water as furious there. This is the runoff section that we see it on the other side. We could cause it to rain or something. That might make sense. Closing the dam and doing heavy flooding might break it or do something. Trying to figure out how to damage the pathway or create a pathway. This is as far as you can go. And no, I can't just walk there. So I haven't been in this area with the dam open. It would be very difficult to try to climb up this. In an effort here to actually accomplish something today, I'm trying to run a little bit more instead of have smooth motions. No, there's no way. This game started by saying it doesn't hold your hand, and boy is it not holding my hand right now. I'm not hearing any like puzzle music. It's super quiet right now. Maybe if we half close it, half open it. Maybe it is just a simple matter of you closing it and then trying to cross that path. Because it's about the only thing I could think of. We're getting down to that point where, there we go. I tapped it to close it apparently very fastly. This almost looks like that's what they're shooting for here, is that you would be able to cross the path. But we still have water flowing. Ah, you can cross the path. Okay, that I can't believe I ran around the whole game just for that. I should have checked it. I should have thought of that. Alright, I can't walk any further this direction, which means I think we are on a path again. I hear music playing. We'll go back to walking slowly for good graphics. The problem with games once they do this to me, once they raise my frustration level high enough, to any level really, I'm starting to take steps out the door. I'm like, alright, this game frustrated me. I guess I'm not a very forgiving video game player. Just by not pointing that out. So what is this path going to do? Where is it going to take us? Another colorful rock. Too many colorful rocks in this game. Easy to think they're important when they aren't. Seems like 2 paths there. Oh, a little stream. Connects with the river. Just another colorful rock.
Ethan was close. I could feel him. A pinprick of light in the darkness. He would know me. He would know why I'd come.
Oh, watch. I hope I don't turn out to be the bad guy. I hope I'm not the sleeper or something. Alright. So that takes us that way. We have experienced before where the side stories are before the main stories. In fact, every time it has been that case. So, if there was a branching path, which there may not actually have been. Let's see. No, I don't think there was. I think it's just the hill made it seem like there was a branching path. Alright. So right here it seems like there's a branching path, but there really isn't. You go up this way and it takes you to the same place. A lot of these in the game, which helps make it not feel like a straight line when it really is, but any observant gamer is gonna realize that's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, and it just takes us right back to this bridge. You would have to make it be multiple paths for a lot longer that combine back together to try and convince a gamer that there were multiple paths. But most gamers know that they really aren't. Even when it comes straight to endings, they make it seem like there's multiple endings when really there's only 3 or 4. So, place your bets. Are we gonna find Ethan dead, the grandfather dead, Ethan alive, the grandfather alive, or nothing? I'll put nothing in there too. Or something else. I'll throw something else in there too. This game could do anything. What are we seeing? Trees? Maybe another building? Well, in another area, it seems like. Let's try to orient ourselves here. I assume the bridge and everything is over there. And maybe this is the mine section? Or either that or we're just in a completely different section. Can't walk in the water. Nice calm water effects. Carefully we inch ourselves around looking. So the water starts to gain some flow there. These old stone bridges. Are we gonna get a jump scare? We didn't see many of them. Really just 2 attempts at it, and 1 succeeded at the very beginning of the game. I did think this game might be a horror game, and I guess in the way of psychological horror you might call it that, but hardly an attempt at a scary game. Is more of a suspenseful game, and they're not succeeding at suspense as much as you would think. They are telling an interesting story. It's somewhat unique. Family goes crazy and tries to kill the kid. The fact that the kid is the hero seems a little bit playing to your base, since this is probably focused towards younger players. Are we gonna find the ashes of a house? Did he already burn down the house and it just moved itself and regenerated? Well, the Vandergriff house, we thought it was the building we had seen before, but now I'm seeing the remains of another house that's burned down. There have been a lot of fires and a lot of burning. Can't help but see something red there. Did the sleeper, oh, just embers. Perhaps the sleeper can mess with their minds, make them burn down the wrong house. Maybe Ethan screwed up. Saw a horror comic, a Japanese horror comic, where all of a sudden on the side of mountains there were human-shaped holes, and people just kept having the compulsion to walk through the holes, and they just kept going forward, and people couldn't stop them, and they were just crazily compelled to do that. And then at the end, they revealed they had holes kind of like this that weren't human-shaped, and the people that were walking out were super like stretched out and thin and compressed, that they had walked all the way through the mountain and compressed themselves. Now that biologically is not possible, but it was a pretty spooky horror concept. I don't think I'm gonna get to actually walk in here. Seems like they've taken care. Interesting. There's something there. How can we get in this building? Is there a way in? Ah. Lions. So, then the question becomes, do I want to move forward, or do I want to look more over here? I'm seeing a big empty area here. Well, we've seen quite a few big empty areas. Now the danger is we are probably near the end. Almost certainly. And I could either accidentally end the game without going into that house, or I could actually find something over here that was more of an Easter egg and was supposed to be missed by most players. Of course, we really haven't seen anywhere in this game where it has done that, except for, again, the grenade, which I think is just a big troll. Unless this last puzzle is really going to point us towards like 6 sections of the entire map, and we would have had to find 6 specific items, which that seems a little unlikely too. That I've been pretty thorough. I always say that when I play games because I do play pretty thoroughly. I've been pretty thorough, and at least I think I have. And to have missed 5 other things in this world seems unlikely. So I'm very confused about this thing. Maybe this was the Van de Graaff house. Maybe the other house was a illusion. Maybe Ethan Carter really did destroy the sleeper and defeat him. Interesting. I'm trying to think if maybe the layout of this area was done in such a way that it was the same as the other house. Let's think about the Carter house for a second. Well, the Carter house had a stairway going up, and then 2 rooms that way, and 1 hallway this way, and a kitchen. Yeah, I just don't see it. It doesn't seem like that would be the right pattern for this to be the Carter house. This seems like a completely unique house. We've got a sense thing. And it seems like there's nothing else that can be done.
Then fight it! I have to destroy the room!
Corvus, I'm sorry. Ethan.
Corvus. Corvus. He was helping us. Let's see. It worked. Ah, that's kind of spooky. It looks like demon eyes are looking right at you with all the ashes. So we knew the secret password the whole game. Not that it would have really helped us any. I guess you could have speedrun the whole game, I guess? Maybe, and just come directly here. The only thing that you would have had to do is do the death of the father so you could get past the locked door. And maybe they barricaded it in such a way so you had to do all of them. But I don't know. Let's see what this does. Ah. It opens this. And what does this open? Where is this leading? A secret underground facility full of spooky skeletons coming out of the wall. Is that Ethan? Did Ethan burn to death? Oh no. Charred. Peaceful. We didn't have to find anything. Oh, it's the father. The grandfather. Ah. So instead of seeing a secret room now, we have this. Maybe still secret room underground? Maybe not. So they brought the oil with the grandfather. Ethan was getting chased by the father. And Ethan were opening the door. Okay, we have 3 oils right here that were spilled. Right here. And this. So 1, maybe 2, 3, and 4. So it doesn't always have to be 5. Seems like the grandfather was helping him. Why is he actually destroying this specific place instead of the other room? I don't know. Maybe there was a mix-up here or a misdirect, and that the other secret room wasn't the one that we were talking about ever. I bet it was. I bet it's the room back there. So that's wrong. So let's put this at the 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's try that.
Ethan, I fought it off. It's okay.
Grandpa, get away from me!
Your grandmother Gail is protecting me from it. Ethan, I can help you.
I found Vandergrift's diary.
He said for the sleeper to wake up, someone has to suffer. Look! When I found that room, I didn't wake him up. He's trying to wake up now. Vandergrift kept his victims alive. He made them suffer. That's what the sleeper wants.
We need to get in that room. Gale. It has to.
Alright. So we're a little bit wrong on that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's watch this and see if this ends the game. Normally I would just end the episode here, but I think we're gonna hit the ending, so we'll just go a little long.
Ethan, I fought it off. It's okay.
Grandpa, get away from me!
Your grandmother Gale is protecting me from it. Ethan, I can help you.
I found Vandergrift's diary. He said for the sleeper to wake up, someone has to suffer. Look! When I found that room, I didn't wake him up. He's trying to wake up now. Vandergrift kept his victims alive. He made them suffer. That's what the sleeper wants.
We need to get in that room.
So Vandergrift is not the sleeper.
I can squeeze through.
Grandpa, no!
Gale, it has to be this way. The sleeper must not wake. Burning the room won't matter, Ethan. The sleeper's inside us now.
Grandpa! Get back!
We all have to die. Even you. Even me.
Creepy. So he killed himself too. And now the door opens. So I assume this is Ethan? This is just a room with, I think, people that were trapped in here at one time. Kept. Vandergraff is the, I suppose, magician who summoned the sleeper, I suppose. Oh, wow. So, the sleeper must not be awakened. If we waken up, he's the sleeper right now, at least in this case. If we wake him up, does everything change? What happens? Let's find out. I mean, we gotta find out, but he is the sleeper right now. Irony.
Ethan, wake up. Well, kid, you stopped it. It was horrible, but you stopped it.
Paul Prospero? Are you really here?
I'm sorry, Ethan. I was late. Too late.
You're right. You were too late.
Here. Again. I knew this story. And it was Ethan's as much as it was mine. And it wasn't finished. Not yet.
So, we have now what seems like all the stories. I think we did them all. See, down here on the lower right is the story of the sea monster. Right next to it is the story of the house. Here is the story of the witch. There's the story of the traps. There's the story of the spaceman. So I think I've gotten all the stories unless this doesn't show them all. Ethan isn't here really, but this light is lit, which is interesting. So I guess Ethan died. Let's inspect. Bridge. Dam. Church. This place. Stories. Traps and skulls. Space capsule. House of portals. He's getting X'd off. Witch of the forest. Ancient god. We did them all. So, good thing we did them all. Let's hold. I'm a
Christ,
story.
Ethan, you're in here again? You missed dinner. Mom and Dad are pissed. They've been looking all over the place.
Get out of here, Travis. Leave me alone.
Hey, Ma, he's in here. Honey, be careful with that lamp.
Damn, the hell's wrong with your kid? Painting on walls, writing his stories. I mean, what the fuck?
Ethan! For God's sake, you missed dinner!
I'm sorry. I've been working on a story all day. How long have I been out
The
here?
Adventures of Paul Prospero, supernatural detective. Where do you get this stuff?
Pop, would you get Travis out of here, please?
He draws pictures on walls. What the hell is that?
Chad, shut up.
You got yourself a faggot for a son, Dale.
Travis, let's go. Come on.
Faggot! Ethan, you're a fucking faggot!
Travis, stop it!
Oh, shit! Shit!
Everyone, go! Get out!
Get out! The smoke, it's toxic! Oh, Jesus. Oh, God! What do we do? What do we do?
I wrote about you, but I don't know if I created you.
You made me real.
I can't go yet. I have to finish my story about you. I wrote stories about everyone.
I know you did. But my story's done. And it's a fine story.
I can let go?
You can let go.
What happens then?
Another story, kid. What else?
Notice the clock says 7:04. That's the time all the other clocks were stopped at. uh, interesting music choice here. The astronauts are the creator of this game, and see how many people there really are. They're Polish team, and they never explained about the grenade. Really never did. Never came back into play. So the ending is left open to your interpretation. Either he is dead, and that was him passing away as his family tries to save him, or his family does actually save him, and everything we saw up to that point was completely false. Pretty much everything up to that point, no matter what, was completely false. The prequel comic is an interesting thought. Special thanks to Fictional Games' Thomas Gribb. That's a pretty good team. I've seen a lot smaller teams do a lot worse. And I like this game. It really is not a game, however, that you would want to play twice through, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. The only thing I could think of doing is, what I'll do is I'll check the achievements after this, see if I got all the achievements, because one of them was unfinished story. And if I got all the achievements, then the question will probably be, I need to go back and try to skip some of the other events. Maybe we'll skip the Old God one, because that one was slightly irritating. Although now I know what the name is, so it shouldn't be actually that hard. If I could just get in the room and type in the name real fast, that would actually work. Music doesn't last the whole length of the credits. Unreal Engine 3, we are going to be playing The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Unreal Engine 4, it's Vanishing of Ethan Carter Redux, which is made in the Unreal Engine 4, and hopefully we will be able to see a clear difference, and this will be an interesting scientific experiment between what a game on the previous engine can do and what this can do. So the only real problems with this game, the thing that makes this not be a perfect game, is that it goes too long about stretching out those pathways, and the graphics, I kind of have to take that all on myself, the hitching up of all of that and everything is really just me turning up the graphics to the maximum. Let's see if I can walk away and touch him. We never did find a Paul Prospero. Ah, read. I tried to brick her up in the wall, but she fought me. In the end, I couldn't do it. Not to my wife. Neither she nor the sleeper is pleased. Now I must decide whom I fear more. Interesting. Ah. So did the grandfather long ago.
Ethan, I fought it off.
Nope, this
It's
is
okay.
just the scene
Grandpa!
again.
I found Vandergrift's diary.
Gale, it has to be this way.
Oh, that's Gale
The
right there.
sleeper
He's
must
talking
not
to her.
Wake. Burning the room won't matter, Ethan. The sleeper's inside us now.
Grandpa! Get back!
We all have to die. Even you. Even me.
So there was a little bit more to this. Gale was, I suppose, going to be the last one bricked up. So I wonder if we just leave. Close the door. Yeah, I don't see how, like, there could be more to this story. Or I don't know what more there could be to the story. We found that one piece of paper, and then I guess we could walk out here and just see if he starts saying, well, it's not really worth it to know. So just big giant areas with nothing in it is really the only thing I can say that's wrong with this game. It lacks a lot of gameplay mechanics. There's no inherent gameplay mechanic in the whole game. It's just wandering around, find and seek. It is almost a walking simulator completely. But there are a few parts where they experiment with things and try things. Ah, here's something else to read. I am not myself, have not been myself, voices again today, same as yesterday. This is most vexum. So that's the last of the two things. But this isn't the reality either. Most vexing. And so if we hold this, does it say that my story is finished now? And is crossed off? No, it doesn't.
Christ, Ethan, you're in here again? You missed dinner. Mom and Dad are pissed. They've been looking all over the place.
Fortunately, I can't skip
Get out of here,
this.
Travis. Leave me alone.
Hey, Ma, he's in here.
You can't skip this section, apparently. I'm hitting start, and here, I'll even try hitting escape.
Be careful with that lamp.
Damn, what the hell's wrong with your kid? Painting on walls, writing
So,
stories. I mean, what the
Come
fuck?
on, skip.
Ethan,
We're in this strange position.
you missed dinner.
I'm sorry. I've been working on a story all day. How long have I been out
The
here?
Adventures of Paul Prospero,
Drawing
supernatural
pictures on the
detective.
wall.
Where do you get this stuff?
Pop, would you get Travis out of here, please?
He draws pictures on walls. What the hell is that?
Chad, shut up.
You got yourself a faggot for a Sundale.
Travis, let's go. Come on.
Faggot! Ethan, you're a fucking faggot!
Travis, stop it!
Shit! Shit!
Everyone, whoa! Get out!
Get out! The smoke, it's toxic! Jesus. Oh God! What do we do?
So Ethan made the wrong choice there. I mean, if he had just run through the fire, it would have been better. So there's a broken TV there. That's the. There's lanterns. Every story centered around fire is the weirdness of this. Is every story I found after doing one of Ethan's stories centered around fire. Let's see. Maybe this will show us a different ending.
I wrote about you, but I don't know if I created you.
You made me real.
I can't go
Paul
yet.
Prospero
I
is a
have to
pretty
finish my
fake
story
name.
about you. I wrote stories about everyone.
I know you did. But my story's done. And it's a fine story.
I can let go?
You can let go.
What happens then?
Another story, kid. What else?
So it is also possible that he is just actually able to change reality, and in letting go of the Paul Prospero story, he's able to redo this reality and save himself. I did not intend to go through this again. So Ethan kind of has to have died, doesn't he? Because if he hadn't died, they would have been able to put out that blaze a little bit better and not burn down the rest of the house that we see is still standing at this point. I mean, you can sure take it to the point of thinking maybe they got Ethan out, then let the rest of the house burn down because they couldn't put it out. But with a bucket brigade and what seems like only 2 people, that seems unlikely. Yes, this game certainly would have been problematic if all of the elements were right next to each other too. That is kind of also the problem. So it's not a matter of they could have just taken every single puzzle element, squished it into a much smaller area, and then I wouldn't be complaining about there being big open areas with nothing in it. Those big open areas need to exist. There just needed to be something in it. We never got an explanation about the birds and Ethan, other than maybe Ethan just startled the birds, and that would certainly explain why we didn't see any in this game actually alive. Let's see if we can load back to the menu now. He did not intend to do that. Personally, one thing I don't like, and I don't know if it's a Steam thing or what, but that they do this, is they don't show the achievements in the game, it seems like, anymore. Now, why would you start a new game? That is the real question. It's like, why would you start a new game? Let's start a new game. Sure, why not? Maybe that'll get us an achievement. Let's see where we started and see that first cutscene. See if it all loops back well. I don't like that it didn't hold your hand. It wasn't terrible, but if there was just a breadcrumb
Ethan
trail.
Carter, I didn't know, but he knew who I was. When the police won't help you and the priests don't believe you, you call on Paul Prospero. You call on me. If you're a kid like Ethan, you're right. Plenty do. Ethan's letter started out just like any other fan mail. But soon there were mentions of things no little boy should know about. There are places that exist that very few people can see. Ethan could have drawn a map. I hadn't entered Red Creek Valley yet, but already I could feel its darkness reaching out for me. Finding Ethan Carter wasn't going to be as easy as knocking on his door. I was too late for that. To find Ethan, I had to figure out what this place was trying to hide from me.
So, maybe a few hints in that intro, but not a lot. There is a slight problem here about the whole sleeper story, since that story literally is unfinished. It's like, well, we, as the player, don't get to see the sleeper. That would have been kind of cool if we saw a picture of him, or he showed up for a second and then we defeated him. Threw the grenade at him, maybe. Maybe that is why the grenade was there, is it was part of the unfinished story. But I think the bigger story of the Ethan Carter is much better than whatever the sleeper story was going to be. The Vanishing, I kind of have to say, Uh, it's a little poetic to say he vanished. He really didn't vanish. Uh, but if they said the missing Ethan Carter missing or something like that, that would be even less poetic. So I think it's a good name. Alright, so good series. We've been going twice as long as normal. Fun. Like I said, kind of crazy to play this game twice in a row. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I imagine it's going to take a lot less time now because we know where we're going and we know what we're doing, at least to some extent, until I start forgetting things. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. That gets you to my main YouTube page. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. Also on my main YouTube page, if you don't feel like watching me play the same game in Unreal Engine 4, so it should be smoother and better looking, which I think is kind of acceptable, but I know some of the puzzles have been cleaned up a little bit too. So the puzzles might be even different. I don't know. We'll have to play it to find out. But if you don't want to sit through that right now, come back later. And in the meantime, click on my playlist tab and check out all the other games I've covered. And there are quite a lot of playlists for other games. I have a lot of videos. Remember, I will be replacing this with the Redux version tomorrow or Monday if today's Friday. I don't know. I record everything early. But after we do the Redux, I will have something in this time slot. Right, we will have a new game. So look forward to that also. And then also please follow and friend me on all those social media sites. I have a bunch of links down below. Let me know in the comments if there's some other site I should be on. And I'll definitely think about it and probably do it. Thank you for watching this. Pretty good game. And I'm glad it didn't crash. Never crashed. It hitched. It dropped some frames. I'll give it that. But it never crashed. And I've played a lot of fancier, newer games that will just completely crash. And that's super annoying. Again, thank you for watching. Have a good evening.